everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how exactly I recreated my Adam Eve cosplay. This is going to cover everything from how I actually made the costume to how I do the makeup to transform into this character. If you're just joining us for the first time here today, hi, hello, and welcome. My name is Star, otherwise I'm very simply known as Lady Dead Rabbit here on the internet. And here on this channel, I talk about everything cosplay and cosplay related, as well as create makeup and costume tutorials like the one you're watching here today. Before we delve into the makeup today, let's talk a little bit about who exactly Adam Eve is. Samantha Eve Wilkins, or more commonly known as Adam Eve, is a superhero vigilante character from the American-based comic book series Invincible. She's mostly known to be the main love interest for Mark Grayson, who is the main character within this comic book series. Eve Wilkins is quite possibly one of the most powerful female characters within this entire comic book line. She's also one of my personal favorite comic book characters, so I'm so happy to be sitting down and making this tutorial for you guys here today. Now that we have a better understanding of who Eve Wilkins is, let's go ahead and jump right into how we do the makeup, and then we can talk about how I made this costume, because everything you see here was completely handmade. The first thing that I'm doing before I actually start the makeup is I'm going to go ahead and pop in a pair of colored lenses. Eve has green eyes, so unless you naturally have a lighter shade of green eyes, I recommend getting a pair of lenses. I will link down in the description below a pair of lenses that I would recommend you try. Next, I'll be priming my face. And then I'll be applying some foundation to my face. Since we are using the way Eve is animated in the cartoon as a point of reference for our makeup, for contouring, I'm really only just using a cool colored contour, and I'll just be applying that to the tip of my nose before I gently blend that out. Next, I will be taking a concealer stick to blank out the lids of my eyes. The reason why I do this is really just to make my eyes look more flat, to make them appear a little bit more cartoonish. Now it's time to do the eyebrows. For this, I'm just using a regular brown pencil liner. In my opinion, whenever cosplaying redheaded characters, it's actually better to just use a brown pencil liner for your eyebrows rather than using any sort of red liner, because naturally redheads actually have blonde eyebrows, but as we all know, making your eyebrows blonde kind of just looks weird. And besides, because this is also a cartoon and comic book character, it just makes a little bit more sense in my opinion. For Adam Eve's eyebrows, her eyebrows are kind of bushy and they're not really well kept, so honestly just fill in your eyebrows with the way you would normally do your eyebrows. With that same brown pencil liner, I am just going to be creating a little crease in the hood of my eyes. Rather than using eyeshadow, this is just to make it look, again, a little bit more cartoonish, and I'm also using that brown liner just to outline my top lip. Finishing off the eye makeup, I am just taking a liquid liner or a gel liner, and I'm creating one of the world's tiniest little wings on my top eyelid. I'm not going to be using any sort of pencil liner for the waterline of my eyes, just because I feel like this way matches the art style a lot better. And then afterwards, I'm doing a generous coat of mascara just on my top lashes. To complete Eve's look, I will be going in and filling my lips in with two different shades of lipstick. The bottom shade of lipstick is called Twisted Kisses, and it's and it's a matte lip pencil liner, sort of a crayon styled lipstick by Eddie Funkhauser. You guys might be familiar with this lipstick because I use it all the time for my cosplays. And then the top lip is actually a Frida Kahlo special line. The shade is Lipstick Sepia. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly, but it's by Ultra Beauty. Unfortunately, I know for a fact that the Frida Kahlo lipstick is no longer in production. It was a limited edition thing that happened several years ago. I'm unsure about the bottom lip, but I would say any sort of brown lipstick or nude, sort of nudish pink lipstick will work just fine for Adam Eve.
I'm going to very quickly explain to you guys how exactly I made my Adam Eve cosplay from the Invincible comic book series and cartoon show. Now, I am very much aware that this costume needs some more work. For starters, I am not at all happy with the way the shorts ended up in this. For a point of reference, this is the sewing pattern that I purchased and ended up using to make this costume. But yeah, the pattern absolutely fucking sucked. I mean, it wasn't... It had its moments where it was good, but for the most part, the pattern sucked, and as a result, my costume didn't really turn out the way I wanted it to. I'm gonna have to fix it on my own, which we can talk about in another time, but here's basically how I put the costume together. Starting off with Eve's emblem, I just took the scrap of, well, technically it was yellow pleather, but I just flipped it around. And then I cut out the little female sex symbol, Eve's little symbol, and I just slapped that boy right on top as a stencil. Once that was done, I just took some light pink acrylic paint and I decided to paint right on top of the stencil. Afterwards, I went into the gloves, which the pattern, by the way, ended up completely screwing up the gloves. Oh my god, I do not believe that the seller even knows what a human hand looked like. It was so bad, I had to trace out my own hand and make my own gloves. Once I was satisfied with the way the gloves ended up looking and I cut out the rest of the light pink pattern pieces, for the cape I ended up taking a bra strap and just sewing it directly onto there. The reason why I did that is so that I could seamlessly attach the cape onto the back of the costume, since the costume is going to have a zipper, and I can't exactly have a zipper going through a cape. Next, I took on all the pattern pieces and I started cutting on the dark pink side. Then I just sewed them together. And that's pretty much how I made the main portion of the costume. Now, the boots are a little bit of a different story. For the most part, I'm pretty happy with this cosplay, but there's just so much I want to improve on. Number one being the weird little short situation that's going on, because it kind of looks like a diaper right now. As for the boots, I just got these things off Amazon, and I cut them to the appropriate length, which is knee length for Adam Eve. Afterwards, I taped off the top of the boots, and I went in back with that light pink acrylic paint, and I painted the stripe. And for the white part of the shoes, I just went in with these two different kinds of...
And there you have it. That is how you can make your own Adam Eve cosplay. As always, if you found this video helpful and you want to help support the channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to go a step further, as well as see some exclusive content, my Patreon is linked down in the description below. Let me know what you guys thought about this makeup tutorial, as well as Invincible characters you'd like to see me cosplay for the future. And stick around on this channel because I am in the midst of making Adam Eve's armor, so I will be making a full vlog on that later on down the road. And if you want to stick around on this channel just a little while longer, in the comments section down below, I'm going to be pinning 2 other videos I think you guys might like, as well as my latest makeup tutorial, which is a makeup tutorial for Gwen Stacy from the Amazing Spider-Man comics. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and head out of here, and I'll see you guys later.